Yo, what is doing, this crew? Welcome back to the channel. We got another out of bounds news for you guys. I got the spoiler version this time of Dragon Ball Super Hiruda. I'm going to be following the same format that I did, but this time I'm going to go into the juicy, bigger details. I'm going to be following the same format, so without any further ado, you already know the drill. Let's jump into it. Alright, we're going to kick it with the plot again, but this time I'm going to go a little bit more in-depth than what I did in my previous video. So, like I covered before, it picks up a few months following the whole Broly stuff and the Red Ribbon Army. They're trying to get right, yada yada yada. Now, let me tell you guys about the biggest threat with this whole Red Ribbon Army stuff. So, like I said earlier, Magenta is essentially corrupting Dr. Hedo into thinking that Capsule Corp is like the ops and he wants to exact revenge for his grandpa. And the thing is like, while Dr. Hedo already had Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 like in the back, he also has this thing called Cell Max, which is in the back burner, right? And Cell Max is essentially Cell from the Cell games, but they didn't complete all of the data. They didn't get everything. So essentially, Cell Max, if I had to describe it, he is second form Cell, but he has like this big weapon ball thing at the edge of his tail. And he's essentially just humongous. He's basically a better version of Bio Broly. That's pretty much the best way I can describe it. He's essentially a better version of Bio Broly. He's just a monster. He's just a tank. Like, once he gets awakened later on in the film, he is a tank. He takes everything, and he's a threat that all of the Z fighters had to go up against this kid, bro. Everyone had to go up against him. They had to bring in Goten, they had to bring in Trunks, gotta bring in 18, gotta bring in Krillin. Everyone was coming through trying to go up against Cell Max. But Cell Max is just that much of a threat that they couldn't do anything to stop him. If you ask me personally, if Goku and Vegeta pulled up, they could have easily killed him. Easily. But the fact that they have to do it by themselves without the help of the main protagonist, it makes it that much more of a challenge. It makes you look at this and you're like, wow, how can Gohan and them really go up against the threat of this? Because when it comes to the movies, you really don't see anyone besides Goku and Vegeta going against the main villain of the movie. Unless you want to count BoJack Unbound, where Gohan just came through and just slaughtered bro right there. But that's besides the point. Like, it's just bonkers to see how crazy that Cell Max was in this movie. Alright, so since I can finally cover spoilers, and I'm going to assume that you guys finally saw the movie, I'm going to cover some of my favorite scenes. They're not going to be in order, but these are my favorites. So let's jump into this shit. First scene I'm going to cover, Orange Piccolo. So this is a new form that Piccolo unlocked in the film. Early on in the film, he asks for Shenron to unleash his potential, like they did on Namek. He says, alright, bet, I got you, and I added this little extra thing for you. So, he gets into the fight with Gamma 2, right? They get it right, they get scrapped, and then Gamma 2 gets the upper hand and, like, punches him down like a well or something. And then, as he's going down, he has, like, this flashback of Shenron saying, oh, and I added something extra. And that extra thing is, like, he gets, like, a symbol behind him, and then he transforms as he's going down the well. You see, like, a flash. And then once you see him ascending up, shout out Sandex, shout out my boy Chris, he comes up and he's just glowing orange. The only difference I could say about him, like, physically, aesthetically, is just that he's a little bit bigger and he's orange. That's it. That's literally all I could tell you. I kind of compare this to Super Vegeta when he unlocked his transformation against Second Form Cell, where he's a little bit bigger. He has a little bit more aesthetically bigger muscles and stuff, but he doesn't have the speed to keep up with it, or at least Piccolo didn't utilize the speed. He just was just a brute. He was just a tank. Gamma 2 kept on trying to punch him, did nothing. He does one punches. He one punched this man. He Saitama's his shit, and then he's like knocked out cold. He's done. So Orange Piccolo, his first appearance, no cap, was fire. I fucked with it mad heavy. Now, up next, I'm going to cover the awakening of Cell Max. Bro, so basically what happened was Magenta, he was trying to get him together because he was like, oh my god, Gohan and Piccolo, they destroyed Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, or like he damaged them to the point where like they're not really functioning that well. He awakens him without the approval of Dr. Hedo. Dr. Hedo says that he's not ready, but Vegeta's like, oh nah, bro, these are biggest ops. We need to go up against them. And then he ends up doing it. He ends up awakening him, and he's just this big Cell dude. He's essentially second form Cell, but they haven't unlocked all of like the information of him. So he's just second form Cell, and he's just getting right. He's just emerging, and he comes out his entrance. I feel like this entrance is probably on the same par when Cell first became like super perfect Cell after the whole Goku, oh yeah, you're dying type shit. Then he comes back and he puts a hole in his Trunks, he puts a hole in Trunks, and then just leaves him flat. This I feel like is on par with it because it's just nuts, and he's just this monster. He's basically just like Bio Bro. He's just this big ass thing, and I feel like his entrance is like low key scary. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so up next, I'm gonna cover something a little bit not too crazy, but still something I want to talk about. One of my favorite scenes is the post-credit scene. So basically, the post-credit scene is something that we've seen at the beginning of the film, where Broly is just watching Goku and Vegeta go at it in a sparring match where there's no transformations, no yada yada yada. We see the ending of the fight. We finally see how it ends, and Vegeta gets this last little weak-ass punch on his chest, on Goku's chest, and then Goku falls, and then Vegeta falls right after. But right before they both fall, Whis declares Vegeta the winner. With this being said, this kind of shows that once the next film continues, whenever it comes out, we know that Vegeta has a slight edge on Goku. At least when it comes to the hand-to-hand combat perspective, he has a slight edge. So that is exciting to see. Like, I'm shocked that Vegeta even got the dub. I thought it would have been something like Vegeta, like Goku gets this kick, and then that ends it. Or Vegeta thinks he gets him with that punch, and then Goku gets up and then like whacks him with like an elbow. But nope, Vegeta gets the punch on his chest, and they both fall. But Vegeta got the dub. So all in all, it's kind of a funny post-credit scene. I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. All right, now my next scene I'm gonna cover Gamma 2's sacrifice. Jesus Christ, man. This man gave up his life, and then he just gave it up, and it didn't even do anything. Shout out to Maj Vegeta. Shout out to Goku at the Cell games, where the death was meaningless. So, Cell Max is erupting. He is corrupted. He's going haywire. He's whamming everybody, all the Z fighters. And then Gamma 2 is telling Gamma 1, like, all right, listen, I'm going to go for the head. I'm going to do like this, that, and the third. And then Gamma 1's telling him, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. And then like Gamma 2's like, you need to go focus on Dr. Hedo. You need to see if he's still alive. You have to check, you always got to check the vitals afterwards, right? Referring to like early in the movie when Gamma 2 didn't get the job done against Piccolo. And when I first heard that, I was like, holy shit. That was foreshadowing, like out of nowhere. They foreshadowed the crap out of that. So Gamma 2 says, all right, I got to go on a head-on assault. So he goes all the way up. He skyrockets to the top of the like whatever. And then he goes on a frontal force. He dives all the way down, and he goes for a head-on attack towards Cell Max's head, and it works. But the problem is that it cracked it, but it didn't kill him, because he has a little nucleus in his head where it'll just continue to regenerate. So it didn't end up doing that much. Gamma 2 practically died for nothing. But then what I liked is that near the ending of the film, after the whole yada 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 stuff goes down, Piccolo was like, he really did die a superhero. Like, saying that like he died a hero, he died a warrior. And my boy Gamma 2, he did die as a fucking G doing something like that. Now, up next is going to be the scene that everyone and their mom was talking about. The scene that already got leaked months in advance. Beast fucking Gohan. So, Cell Max has Orange Piccolo like on his hands or whatever. But prior to this, he's telling him to like, he needs to get ready. Like, charge up whatever you can do and just go on for a full-on frontal attack. He's trying to distract him. He's trying to stall for time. He's pulling a Vegeta against Majin Buu. Literally, it's practically the same thing. Goku's prepping the Spirit Bomb while Vegeta is just distracting Kid Buu. And Gohan is prepping the Special Beam Cannon while Piccolo is distracting Cell Max. He couldn't distract him enough because while he was trying to distract him, he kind of gets knocked out. But Gohan thinks he's dead. And while Gohan, his mind, thinks that he's dead, he kind of gets a flashback transformation, kind of like to what happened in Cell Games. Like a red beam goes like behind him and it fills up the screen. And then you just see it go up into his eyes. And then he just transforms to this big ass scream. and then you just see this big white hair coming out of his head. It's like Super Saiyan 2-esque, but it kind of has the length of Super Saiyan 3 at the same time. And he has these red eyes. Like, oh my god, bro. That scene is the hardest part of the whole movie. No cap. Everyone in the theater was going bonkers when they saw this shit, bro. Seeing Gohan just get right for the first time in a long time was insane, bro. Everyone just was fathom. They were just couldn't find the words to describe it. Anyway, Beast Gohan gets his new form, and then he whips out the special beam cannon, whacks Cell Max through his skull, his cranium, and then kills him, thus ending the film. After that, we get into the ending, which is like not really like too crazy, where he's dead, and then they come back to Earth, and then Whis finally gets the phone call from Bulma, and I'm like, oh hey, what'd I miss? And then Bulma's like, you practically don't know what happened, and then Whis like, oh no, I got caught up seeing Goku and Vegeta fight, like yada yada bullshit. Like, the ending was kind of cool, but it's just fucking hilarious at the end of the day. Like, all in all, those were all of my favorite scenes. I might have missed one or two, but like, with including spoilers now, those have to be the top tier scenes, especially Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo's transformations. Fucking phenomenal. Alright, up next, we're going to cover characters / development. Now, first things first, I want to cover my bro, Gohan. This man started off the film as a fucking weakling. He was a measly little wimp. He was a loser. This man was excited to see that ants had a potential to become a Super Saiyan. It said Super Saiyans. Like, that is cringe beyond cringe. He wasn't even recognized by his own master, Piccolo. Piccolo didn't even know who the hell this man was. Like, he was gonna disown him like he was a father that he never had. Shout out Piccolo being a better father than Goku ever was. Until he achieves this fucking Beast Gohan form, where he just has this long ass fucking hair, and he just viewed as like a superstar amongst superstars. And Piccolo finally realizes that he's like, holy shit, this man's a monster, this man's a demon, he's with it, and he's getting right. So Gohan had the most insane character development in this entire film. And then we have Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. What can I really say about these two that no one has already said yet? These two willingly went from being the antagonists of the film to becoming the main character. They ended up becoming the protagonist. They all teamed up against Cell Max, and they had to just whoop this dude Cell Max's ass. And then Gamma 2, shout out my bro, he sacrificed his life for the greater good. This man pulled a Majin Vegeta. This guy pulled a Goku at the Cell games and gave up his life, and it meant nothing. But at the same time, that just shows this man just was able to turn it on a clock just like that. And he was able to become the main character to give up his life for what needed to be done. Now up next, we're going to talk about Goku and Vegeta. We're going to talk about how these two... Okay, I'm just playing. They didn't really do that much character development. But let's talk about what they did with Broly. These two were really impressed with what Broly was doing at the beginning of the film. But they can see that even though Broly is a good fighter, they think that he can be an even better fighter once he masters the mental aspect of combat. Because that's Broly's problem that he had in Super Broly. Whether it was before when he was under Frieza's force. Shout out Frieza with the force. Shout out my boy J612. Or whether he was later on in the film when he unlocked that Super Saiyan form. The problem is, like, he can't control the mental aspect. He lets his emotions run wild, and he cannot focus on combat from the mental perspective. He only gets it from the rage/brute perspective, which can only get you so far as a fighter. And last but not least, I want to talk about this man Vegeta. This man Vegeta had the craziest character development in this film. Early in the movie, there's still questions on, oh, can he really be better than Goku? Oh, can he really do this? Oh, can he really do that? And Goku is seen and told by the gods, Lord Beerus and Whis, that he is improved from the mental and physical aspect as a fighter, proving so by landing the final blow on Goku in their sparring match in the post-credits scene, like I mentioned early on in my scenes aspect of the video. He's getting right. Like, he's going to be a monster. Like, I'm telling you. Once the manga gets animated and they include Ultra Ego and they include Ultra Instinct like mastered, I am excited to see what happens with Ultra Ego Vegeta and Ultra Instinct Goku. Like, that is going to be nuts. That is going to be bonkers. But that's all I'm going to say about the character slash development aspect for this part of the video. And last but not least, I'm going to give you guys the NLH review from NLH Crew Studios themselves. In my opinion, this is a phenomenal film, and I'm going to definitely say that, once again, this is on par with DBS Broly. And this film makes Gohan and Piccolo look insane. Like, they make them look fucking nuts. Like, they went from being like the side characters to now they can definitely compete with the main characters. No fucking question about it. Beast Gohan can compete with Ultra Ego, and Orange Piccolo can compete with Ultra Ego. They can't compete with Master Ultra Instinct, but they can compete with Ultra Ego 100%. They can compete with them. They can go hand to hand with Ultra Ego 100%. And this film, it pays attention to the lesser known characters, and it kind of gives you a different perspective since you're not seeing Goku and Vegeta in this film as much. I love this about this film a lot more than DBS Broly, where it's not just focused on Goku and Vegeta going up against some big dude. Like, literally, how many times have we seen Goku and Vegeta fuse with each other to go up against some big, ginormous person? Oh yeah, let me count them. So, you got them against Broly and Dragon Ball Super Broly. Oh yeah, they did the fusion dance against Omega Shenron. Oh wait, didn't they use the earrings again to go up against that, what was his name? Oh, his name was Zamasu, right? Yeah, they did that shit too. And, oh, yo, what? They put the earrings on again to go up against Super Boo. What? Like, bro, like, we didn't need to see that shit again. We do not need to see them do the fusion. I didn't have to see that for the 5th time in a row. Like, come on. I don't need to see you guys fuse again. Like, seeing Gohan and Piccolo get right against the main villain is P. Even if Goku and Vegeta did pull up, I feel like it just would have been too easy. Like, legit, all you have to see is Final Kamehameha, and that's it. Like, the film would have been over, like, just like that, within like 15-20 minutes. After that, it would have been over. But seeing Gohan and Piccolo get right, phenomenal, fantastic. Last thing I'm going to say about this film is that with the amount of hype that it's getting overseas, and that already got in Japan and China when it already released in like June, and the hype that's getting right now in the US, like, bro, as of the recording of this video, its opening weekend, it made 20 mil at the box office, man, and it's still showing in theaters as of recording this video. And within like another week or so, it's still gonna keep on showing, and it's gonna still end up getting more profit. I'm not gonna tell you that this film will do better than DBS Broly, but from the financial perspective, it definitely will. From the financial perspective, it will be better. But when it comes to story perspective, everyone's going to fuck with DBS Broly only because of the fusion and only because that it's Broly in it. This one, not too many people are going to like because Broly's not really the main character, but besides the point. If you like a Dragon Ball movie, you're going to like this movie. And my opinion's going to change on it. I said that I was going to rate it at 8, but now that I actually can cover spoilers, and I'm not going to lie, I rewatched it again. I went to go rewatch that hoe again. And I gotta give this a 9.5 out of 10. Gamma 2 dying really just made me cry on the inside. And then seeing this man, Gohan, doing the special beam cannon just really lit me up from within. Like, I'm giving this a 9.5 out of 10. I won't give it a full 10 out of 10 yet, but it's definitely a 9.5 out of 10. So, that's an NLH review for you guys, though. Alright, that'll be all for this week's episode of Out of Bounds News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Always helps the channel out. NLH, never lose hope. And I'm going to see all y'all in the next video. Peace.